If you treat someone like shit, are you willing to accept that they hold the key to your destiny? Brian Adam, interim CEO of Supertech, will learn this lesson the hard way. In a world where status and power mean everything, arrogance can be costly. But what happens when humility and authenticity quietly emerge from the most unexpected places? This is the story of Amanda Dawson, of karma, and of how one awakened soul can change everything. Supertech, one of New York's leading technology companies, is where big dreams are made, and sometimes crushed. The company's towering Manhattan headquarters is where multi-million-dollar deals happen, but also where small minds struggle to find their place. Inside those brightly lit offices today, a new employee arrives. She was Amanda Dawson in her simple uniform, blue shirt, black pants, worn-out sneakers, and a cart full of cleaning supplies. Most of the employees wouldn't even look at her twice. To them, she was just a cleaner, nothing more. What they didn't know was that Amanda was the real owner of Supertech, the founder of the company they worked for. Amanda wasn't here to seek recognition. She had built Supertech from scratch, but to assess the current state of the company, she needed to see it for herself, not through reports, not through the stories of management. She needed the truth, no matter how painful. Amanda quickly realized that Supertech's shiny exterior masked a sad reality. Most of the employees were dedicated and enthusiastic, but the management team, the ones given power, was the source of the company's culture. Brian Adam, the interim CEO, was a typical example. In his expensive suits and polished appearance, Brian exuded confidence and arrogance. To him, people like Amanda were mere ghosts, notable only when they weren't doing their jobs properly. On her first day, Amanda was sweeping the hallway outside Brian's office when he called out, "Hey, newbie!" Brian pointed to a spotless corner of the floor. "You forgot that. That's not acceptable at Supertech." Amanda smiled gently and replied, "I'll check, sir." But her politeness wasn't enough to soften Brian's arrogance. "You know," he said, his tone dismissive, "a job like this is a blessing. Don't screw it up." Amanda was silent, but her anger was rising. This was her company, the brainchild she had built through years of hardship. But she decided to be patient because she needed time to see each person's true nature. As the weeks passed, Amanda quietly observed. Brian Adam was more than just an arrogant jerk. He was the source of many problems. He constantly harassed his subordinates with sarcasm, even threatening to fire those who did not comply with his wishes. His treatment of Amanda was no better. One day, in the break room, he said, "You know, you're pretty. If you behaved yourself, maybe I'd consider you for a better position." Amanda smiled slightly, but inside she felt contempt. She knew what she had to do, but the time had not come. In addition to Brian, Amanda discovered other cracks in the management system. Madeline, the head of marketing, used her power to bully new employees. Thomas, the head of finance, misused the budget for personal gain. A toxic culture was permeating Supertech, and Amanda knew she had to act. After a tense event, when Brian bluntly threatened to fire Amanda if she didn't cooperate with him, she decided the time had come. The next morning, Amanda walked into Supertech, not in her cleaning uniform. Instead, she wore a white blazer, neatly combed hair, and powerful high heels. She walked into the large conference room where the entire management team had been assembled. As Amanda stood before them, Brian raised his eyebrows, his voice mocking. "What are you doing here? This is not a cleaning place." Amanda smiled, but her eyes were sharp. "You're right. I'm not a cleaning lady," she began. "I'm Amanda Dawson, the founder and true owner of SuperTech." The room fell silent. Brian paled, unable to form words. Amanda continued, her voice calm but authoritative. "Over the past few months, I've been working behind the scenes to understand how my company operates. And honestly, what I saw was disappointing." Amanda did not hesitate to list the wrongdoing she had witnessed, from the unprofessionalism of the management team to the abuse of power. When she looked straight at Brian, he did not dare to face her. "Mr. Brian Adam," she announced, "effective immediately, you are fired. And believe me, the legal consequences will not stop there." Of the remaining employees, some bowed their heads, some looked at her with hopeful eyes. Amanda ended the meeting with a promise. SuperTech will no longer be a place of injustice. We will rebuild from the ground up, with integrity, respect, and humanity. Under Amanda's leadership, SuperTech was quickly reformed. The worthy were retained, and the toxic were eliminated. The company not only thrived, but also became a symbol of innovation and compassion. And Amanda, who was once despised by her employees, became a living symbol of awakening and inner strength. Karma was done, and those who despised her learned their lesson. Meanwhile, Amanda stood firm, proving that humility and sincerity are always the path to true victory. If you like this story, don't hesitate to like it and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss other interesting stories. There are moments in our lives when we feel like we are on top and everyone around us is just a shadow. But Brian Adams' story reminds us that arrogance, even in seemingly harmless words, has the power to destroy the most precious relationships. When you let arrogance lead you, you not only hurt others, but you also lose the opportunity to see their true worth. Kindness is more than a virtue. It is the language of connection, the light that leads you out of the dark corners of your isolation. So instead of looking down from above, choose to bend down to listen, to understand, to love. Don't let arrogance overshadow the opportunity to make life more beautiful, not just for others, but for yourself. Don't let arrogance overshadow kindness. Have you ever wondered, between a powerful emperor and a waitress, who can make millions of people remember forever? Napoleon once conquered Europe but was lonely in his later years, while Mother Teresa, with a simple sorry, conquered the world with her kindness. So, who would you choose to be? The one remembered for her power, or the one loved for her kindness? Don't let arrogance overshadow kindness. It sounds easy, but in reality, have you ever accidentally said something that hurt someone just because you wanted to prove yourself right? Imagine this. You walk into a coffee shop and the waiter is slow to bring your drinks. Suddenly, a little annoyance arises in your heart. Why are you so slow? That's not professional at all. But do you know that maybe that person worked nonstop for 12 hours just to have enough money to take care of the children at home? If you knew that, would you be willing to exchange your frustration for a sympathetic smile? Arrogance is like a pair of sunglasses. It distorts and darkens your view of reality. It makes you misjudge others. And worse, it makes you lose yourself. Kindness, on the other hand, is the light that helps you see the beauty of the world more clearly. Do you realize that a simple thank you, a smile, or just a nod of recognition can make someone's day great? Ask yourself, when was the last time you made someone smile? And if you think back to the last time you were arrogant, how did it make you feel? Kindness doesn't require you to be rich, powerful, or perfect. It just requires a sincere heart and a little courage to be kind to others, even when they don't do the same for you. If you agree that kindness is a superpower that can change the world, please like and share a little story of kindness you've received or given. We'd love to read your inspiring stories. Who knows? It might just be the one that changes someone else's life. Interesting, right? Pride can make us feel lost in loving connections. But you know, humility and patience are the wings that carry us through those storms. Amanda Dawson did not respond to Bryan Adams' contempt with anger or arrogance. Instead, she chose to stay silent, observe, and wait for the right moment to act. It was that humility that became an invisible strength, helping her not only regain her rightful position, but also repair what was broken. Have you ever thought, in life, what would happen if we replaced all immediate resistance with wise patience? Let's explore, because true power does not lie in controlling others, but in mastering ourselves. True power lies in humility and patience. Did you know? According to a psychological study, 60% of broken relationships stem from small misunderstandings, most of which only require a little patience and humility to resolve. However, instead of choosing to take a step back, we rush into the battle of who is right, who is wrong, only to realize that we win the argument but lose the relationship. So, what do you want to do with this number? Become part of the statistics or a storyteller. Imagine one day you are waiting in line to buy coffee. Yes, coffee, the national drink of every home. And the person in front of you takes too long to choose a drink. You sigh, shake your head, and think to yourself, what's so difficult that it takes so long? But you don't know. They are trying to calculate whether they have enough money to buy it or not. Arrogance is not only in big actions like bragging or being arrogant, but it is also hidden in glances or silent judgments. And it is these small moments that are the test of our kindness and humility. Amanda Dawson, in the previous story, chose to deal with Bryan's arrogance with patience. She did not rush to respond or show power. She waited, observed, and then, at the right moment, she used truth and integrity to resolve everything. That is the power of humility. You do not need to shout to prove your strength. Instead, patience will be the most resounding answer. So how can we apply humility and patience to our lives? The answer is simple. Take a breath and ask yourself, is this worth losing my peace? Sometimes, just stopping for a few seconds to think, you will see that not every argument needs a winner. Mahatma Gandhi once said, humility does not make you smaller. It makes you larger in the eyes of others. What about you? Have you ever chosen patience over anger? Have you ever kept quiet instead of arguing and were surprised by the results? Let's make this world a place filled with peace and love, starting with the smallest actions. If you find humility and patience are the keys to a better life, please like and share this video with your loved ones. Don't forget to leave a comment. Who knows? Your story may inspire millions of others. Thank you for taking the time to join us in today's story. It's wonderful to connect with you, who are listening, feeling, and sharing the values of mindfulness and love. Perhaps the most beautiful thing about this journey is knowing that somewhere our words from the heart can reach your heart. Life is not always easy, but if we just choose to be a little kinder, a little more patient, and a little more loving, the world will become a much warmer place. Each of your views and comments is not only a great source of motivation, but also proof that love and awareness have infinite power. So, remember that you always have the power to change the world, starting with changing yourself. Thank you for being here, for being you. If you see something meaningful today, please spread it to the people you love. We appreciate you so much, and don't forget, you deserve a happy, peaceful life.